Hi, I'm Kalashian with Live and Invest Overseas, and today I'm sharing an insider's trick for experiencing nature in Central America's biggest concrete jungle, otherwise known as Panama City. All right, so you may find it hard to believe if you've seen Panama City, it looks a lot like Miami, that you can escape to raw wilderness, be in the rainforest, in the middle of the jungle within just a few minutes of leaving the road in the city. And that's not typical. It's not every place in the world that you can enjoy a nature reserve within the city, especially not in Central America. This is actually the only national park within city limits in Central America. So at the vast nature reserve of Parque Metropolitano, you can enjoy Panama's wild side without fear of getting eaten alive and without traveling miles and miles, hours and hours to get to the rainforest. Plus, the grounds and trails are nicely maintained and pretty much free of litter. The environment is safe and quiet. You might see an occasional uniformed officer on patrol, so no big danger of getting lost here. I lived in Panama for 7 years, and this was such a fun option for biking or hiking easily without making a big road trip or weekend trip out of it. We'd bring our dog and, bring a little picnic, and my dog just absolutely loved being in such a pure example of nature. It was very fun for the whole family. So let's talk about the jungle behind the concrete jungle. There's this swath of green hills that make up the high trails of the Parque Metropolitano, and it just towers over the city. If you're in the city and you see some big green hills, that's the park. So part museum, part playground with a whole lot of senderos or trails. The park has been called the lungs of Panama City, and it's been preserved as a part of a soil management plan for the Panama Canal. It was reserved back in the 70s, and in 1985, it was finally recognized as an official park. The only protected zone within the city's border in all of Central America, so kudos to Panama for that. To get there, you can get there from pretty much anywhere in the city very simply. Just take the Corredor Norte, the express toll road to the district of Ancon, and you can leave your car in the secure parking lot right in front of the information center for free. There is a small visitor's fee that varies depending on if you're a resident or a tourist. So a resident would pay $2 per adult, $1 per child. Tourists would pay $5 per adult and $3 per child. And before I go on, I want to tell you about our just released Panama Index. If you're interested in Panama and looking for more insider tips like this, then our Panama Index is the must-have guide to the best places to live, retire, invest, spend time in Panama. From coast to coast, from the highlands to the islands, our team of in-country experts have worked tirelessly to compile this, which is the most comprehensive resource ever produced on spending time and money in this little country that we have been talking about and named as one of the world's top lifestyle and investment havens for more than 2 decades now. So find out more and get your copy at that little button on your screen. All right, let's talk more about the park. So what to do when you get here. So when you first go through the gates or the entryway, look around for the information center and all the nice displays it has. You can get a real sense of the flora and the fauna that you might see. There are nice maps and some history, some very cool photographs of the park throughout the ages, and the role that it's played in the evolution of the city. There are guides available from the information center that will give you a tour either in Spanish or in English, and you can get souvenirs like hats or t-shirts, etc. You should either plan to bring a snack, a picnic, or stock up on some snacks and cold drinks at the on-site little store. Basically, once you're in the park, consider yourself as if you're getting ready to embark on a trip through the rainforest, because you pretty much are. At any given moment, your sunny hike could change into a rainy trek. Panama's weather is intense and changes quickly, so if you're unaccustomed to getting around on foot in the tropics, plan to break a sweat, get thirsty, and work up an appetite. So prepare for all of those things. Luckily, it is shaded because you're in the rainforest, so you've got nice tree cover all around you, and sun and exposure to UV light aren't your biggest concerns here. But this is all part of the adventure and the fun of living in the tropics. And don't think that you've got to be an Indiana Jones or a very seasoned hiker to find some enjoyment here. A stone's throw from the information center, for example, is a nice playground and shaded picnic area. So rain or shine, there's a nice place to refresh and recharge, and you don't even have to hike anywhere to enjoy it. Even if that was all there was to offer here, it'd still be the tropical version of taking the kids or the grandkids to the park for the day. So what you'll find here, the trails are the core of what there is to do here, and most can be walked in an hour. So these are very easy, not too intensive trails for the most part. And you might see lots of wildlife. You could see sloths, monkeys, toucans, frogs, giant ants, Jesus lizards, crabs, you name it, all just on the Sendero El Roble, which is the first and easiest trail that you would come across. And that's a loop that you could take around and be back at the picnic grounds for a snack in just 30 minutes. So that's a nice, easy trail if you're just working your way up to this. So those animals are all animals that I have actually seen or a friend has seen while hiking there. I haven't seen a sloth in the wild. I have seen one, it's kind of in the wild on the causeway, but it was at the Smithsonian Center, and there are many that live there, and they're monitored there. But they do live in the wild. So I haven't seen sloths on this trail, but I know people who have. Otherwise, though, it's very fun. If you're a bird watcher, definitely bring your book or your list with you. And scientists have recorded over 570 different species of plants and animals. So plenty of plants to identify as well. You'll also get great views of the city and all of the urban scenery and all the water and islands around the city. In fact, the Camino del Mono, Titi, and La Cienaguita trails intersect to form one huge loop with 2 lookout points near the peaks of the park. At this mirador, the lookout, you can see almost 360-degree panorama of Panama City and the surrounding waters. There are a few trees that get in the way here and there, but that's to be expected. And again, make sure to look out for the informational displays all along the way. They'll provide lots of information about the work that's gone into the park, the plants and animals common to this specific location, and even, as I said, some photos of the park in its early days from decades earlier, seeing, allowing you to compare the view from, say, 20 or more years ago to what you're seeing today. And for more information on living, retiring, having fun, investing in Panama, click here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this every week from Live and Invest Overseas. Happy trails.